Growing up, we spent a lot of time here. It was a place that Granny loved to have grandchildren and everybody around. I mean, it didn't feel like you were visiting your grandmother. It felt like you were welcomed in this home. It's not a house, it's a home.
It was Eleanor Ford's wishes that this house was preserved for the future and to be open for the community, for its enjoyment and betterment. You get to learn about the story of the family and who these people were, what it was like to live here, to grow up here, and more importantly, their commitment and impact to our American heritage.
She wanted the public to appreciate her home as much as they did. So she left it in trust to the general public.
Like the Fords, we want visitors to come and create their own stories, their own memories. We want something that is inspirational to them. We want them to be moved by history. And I believe that having people experience and understand the past, it really makes them stop and think about their own future. As we move forward, we're focusing on 3 pillars, and that includes our sustainability, our stewardship, and the visitor experience. So we designed these buildings not only thinking about our regular visitors, but we have also designed these buildings to think about new audiences, and those include spaces that we can bring in corporate experiences. We have spaces for rental facilities to meeting spaces, all the highest technology that you would need to be successful in any kind of activity and event. So as a visitor, as you're coming into the new visitor center, it is our hope that you're inspired by what you're seeing and know that there was clean design and real intent of bringing the old and the new. We took inspiration from the historic core and made sure that we brought into these new buildings with its modern amenities. Every visitor that comes here, no matter where you're from, whether you're local, coming from afar, you're going to be able to experience and understand this story of this family through consistent messaging and experiential opportunities.
We're really going to be able to dig deeper into the history. This is going to allow us to show photographs and even films of the family and pull out artifacts that maybe nobody has seen on exhibit before.
I think the educational end of it is going to be great, and I think that they'll be able to see a lot of the cars that Edsel designed that the public hasn't seen before.
We have a rotating exhibition gallery in our first exhibition called Driven by Design. It will tell succinctly the story of Edsel Ford, and not only who he was as an individual, but more importantly, who he was as a designer and his impact in the automotive industry. And it'll be the first time that 3 of his cars, very unique special cars that have rarely been seen to the public, will be brought together for the first time and exhibited.
This project allows the estate to not just reflect on what the past was and on what the family was, but to really take the legacy that was important to the family and drive it forward, like energy being one of them, and sustainability.
These buildings allow us to be better stewards of the environment. And as we look at this, we have the administration building, which as we designed this is actually going to be a net zero building and actually a net plus building, which means it will actually generate more energy than we are consuming.
The number of net zero energy or net positive energy buildings is very small. In Michigan, I believe we're going to be the 2nd building to achieve that status. So on one hand, it protects the integrity of the historic core. It also simultaneously allows for other stories to be told, and it allows the estate to grow and to live over time.
I just think that people enjoy coming here and seeing that there was a family that lived here, that it's not a museum, it was a family home.
So as a National Historic Landmark, we welcome people from across this nation and across the world to come and visit and learn about the story and why the story is important. So we invite you to come and experience the new Ford House.